This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note the thoughts, opinions, jokes, and every other bad taste that the guest and the host of Hobie, aka The History of Bad Ideas, is of their own, is not associated with any companies they may work for, any firms they work with, any advertisers, or anybody else in general. And remember, it's just a joke.
Alright. It's about comic books and movies, growing up with Rokusuke, Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale is just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Jeff defends Aquaman, Blake's just not listening. What? Jason impersonates Michael Caine.
Some people just want to watch World Buzz.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed
Blake's
it.
top 5 has 98.
I got
Jason
more.
just loves him some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's a history of bad.
So bad.
It's a history of bad ideas. It's a history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a history of bad. It's a history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 192. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake.
Hey, we're all here.
Hooray!
No guest, though, this week.
Hooray!
Just us.
Our listener is our guest.
That's right. Thank you for listening. Episode 192. 2 more episodes until we're at the Cincinnati Comic Expo with the 365 chaps.
Yeah, but who's counting?
That's right. I am. I'm excited. I'm excited. So if you're in the neighborhood, come on down. Let's see here.
Speaking of the 365 chaps,
Yes.
yesterday evening I got the pleasure to record an episode with them. It was a special episode. There's an effort going out.
It was a special episode.
It was a special episode because
What depressing topic did it cover? Drug abuse?
No, not
Sex
a 1980s special
Caffeine
episode
pills.
or after school special type thing.
Oh,
A special episode is we're donating the episode to a podcast relief effort group.
well, now I'm happier now.
Yes, who are I think they're raising money on Indiegogo, and they're sending out podcasts. A bunch of different podcasters are donating special episodes to the cause. So all the money that they raise will go to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey.
And soon to be Irma.
And yeah,
And
thanks, Irma.
So while you're sitting there in the shelters with nothing to do, you can listen to our podcast.
Well,
That's going to make it worse.
Suicide rates will increase.
but I think I'll find a link so we can put it on our Facebook page and tweet it out.
Okay.
So people who might want to, throw $10 their way can get some special episodes of some great podcasts.
Because the
Yeah.
Red Cross is doing, you can text to the Red Cross and you'll get, charged $10. You can do it that way. You can do the podcast as well. This way, if you do it, you get a free podcast episode, which is
Yeah.
nice, a nice little thing.
And
That's nice.
there'll be several of them. I don't know exactly how many, but
Yeah.
a lot of different people are doing this. I know Big Dev, the Psy guy, was also on recording with us last night, and
Wow.
his Shot of History is doing a special one for the
Awesome.
thing. So look for that. Unfortunately, right now I'm ill prepared and do not have the exact address for that, but we will throw that up on Facebook and Twitter and other places you may.
Or we can
see
drag
us.
this out long enough until Jason can Google it and then tell
I
us.
could.
But you know what? I think this really inspires me an awful lot. So therefore, in the name of Hobie, I shall donate 1,000 Hobie IOUs.
Ooh, it's just as good as money.
That's right.
I'm still looking for it. Anyways,
And I'm going to rob Jason's Monopoly board here. With all the money in there, I'll stick it in an envelope and send that as well.
my babysitter is leaving Friday for Jamaica. And they're
Leaving or fleeing?
leaving for Jamaica. Actually, Saturday morning.
She's going into the hurricane just to get out of your house.
no.
That's what it comes down to.
We dropped the kids off at her house. Saturday, actually, she's going down Saturday, and her and her husband. And I was like, so how's it doing? And she's like, I think it's going to miss us. And I was like, I don't think it's going to miss you. I just don't think you're going to get the eye of it. So for my job,
I don't think Jamaica was supposed to get the brunt. I think it was curving north before it got
the only time where travel insurance may have made sense to purchase.
they do have travel insurance, thank God.
Oh shit! They got conned into that.
Yes, they did.
Well, it's a good con.
Well, it's hurricane season.
Yeah, if you're going down to the Caribbean during hurricane season,
it might be a good idea. You're right.
I have I have a coworker that's actually leaving for Florida on Friday, and they're like, yeah, we're expecting to get destroyed. So
yeah, unless it's done by the time they get there.
Well, I did email one of my people I work with, a vendor, and he's in Puerto Rico, and I wasn't even thinking, even though my job right now is hurricane duty.
Yeah.
And I emailed him. I was like, hey, what's the status on all this? He's like, Mr. Jason, we are not allowed leaving the house. Because we are under a hurricane warning. The government has said, do not leave the house in Puerto Rico. And I was like, my bad. I apologize. Be safe.
But you have a computer, right?
He does.
You know, there's no evacuation routes in Puerto Rico
No, there isn't.
when you're an island.
No,
It's a little
there isn't.
tough.
I feel bad for them.
You go to the center of the island.
Unless you're a super rich white guy, then you can hop on your yacht and,
Go to Jurassic Park.
go to
It's
Trump
so-
Hotel or something like that.
So good thoughts with everybody down there. So thanks, Jeff. That was uplifting and depressing at the same time.
All right.
So
Well, I'll give you a treat. Mm-hmm. Mr. Kevin there in 365 Flicks decided we were going to have a movie trivia tournament.
ooh,
So go make your donation and find out who may or may not be the best at movie trivia.
oh, we all know that's going to be me.
That's not going to be me.
But you weren't on it, Jason.
Well, I still win.
Oh, okay.
That's how this game wins. It's called Jason Wins.
And I'll let you know, Jason, there is going to be a rematch when those guys are visiting in town. Mm-hmm. You may be required to write some questions.
I can do that. We'll have questions at the expo too for everybody. So, as long as I'm Ross from Friends, don't blame the questions.
What?
Is that
your
apartment
name?
up for a laugh?
What? Is your favorite color?
African or English swallow?
What's it? I didn't even get to that question.
Sorry. Go ahead, Blake.
Once
go ahead.
again, Jason ruins it.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
It's okay.
Anyways, anything else going on, Jeff? Anything up? Is that your up this week?
That's not even my up.
Oh, look
That's
at
just,
that. Okay. Blake, what's your up?
My up is that Burning Man finally lived up to its name.
What happened?
After several years of false advertisement, this year was the first year that an actual man ran into the fire and was burning.
Oh, jeez. Did he die?
Yeah.
Jesus.
They got it on videotape. A big fire and the guy
Why?
runs into the fire and burns himself alive.
Why?
Drugs?
Allegedly?
I don't know.
Jeez. Does Burning Man have any? Would you want to go to Burning Man? There's nothing about that looks good.
It's some kind of pagan electronic celebration out in the middle of the desert.
I'm all for pagans.
I would think it's based on a Nicolas Cage movie or something.
The bees! The bees! I have no desire to do it because I feel like everybody would be smelly there.
It's because you're
of
too
course
old.
it will be.
Well, even when I was young, I'm like, you camping out? Fuck that. Remember when they did Woodstock 97 or whatever it was? That was a horrible idea.
Not the original one. That was worse. But, the one in 97.
97? No.
Woodstock in 97?
That's when they had a riot and fires and everything else. There's nothing about that. You're sleeping out in shit and mud. I'm not going by that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Pretty much.
I got a hotel room down at the Holiday Inn right down the street. I'll stay
That's
there.
right. That's what you do when you get older.
When I used to go whitewater rafting, it was tough for me to spend the night there in camps. God.
Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you.
It's rafting season now, and I can't go because fuck that camping shit.
There's a hotel down there by the camp.
There is, but You gotta. It's like I'm paying all this money for the rafting. I can't also afford accommodations.
That's why you camp.
Yeah, see, your age with camping is like a bell curve in tolerance. It's really low when you're younger, but as you get up in the middle ages, it goes higher and higher and it peaks. But then as you get older again, you realize that you want to go back to camping because you feel like you've been missing out on something in those years you've been staying in hotels, and therefore it decreases.
I don't think that'll ever
And then
happen.
you die.
I don't think mine will ever decrease into, oh, my joys of camping. I think I'll remember, like, oh,
You say
yeah,
that
I
now.
hated camping.
You say that now.
And you think
But you're going to be on that bell curve, man.
you think this body will want to someday say, man, I want to sleep on the ground again.
That's what happens when you're 60-some years old
Only if my brain gives out on me and
and you're homeless.
Yeah.
Because you don't remember where you live. And you're stuck in some poor guy's backyard garbage dumpster.
that'll pretty much be it, yeah. And I'll call it camping.
Camping. Oh, is that what it's called? Underneath the highway.
Wow. That would be homeless. Anyways,
Oh, and insane.
I feel like even now, like with hotels, Jeff knows this, and I've said it before on the podcast, I need a lobby. I don't need 8 doors on the outside. You know what? I've gotten to the age now, give me a lobby. That's it.
You just want the suite without the bed?
No. I need a hotel that I have to go through a lobby. I'm a
He
diva.
doesn't want his door.
Oh, he doesn't want a
touching outside.
motel.
No,
he
God,
doesn't
no.
motel.
No.
He wants a lobby he has to walk through
Yeah.
to get to the
It
elevator.
kills my wife because she's
Okay.
like, this one's like $30 cheaper. I was like, I don't care. We can do this. It's fine. We're good.
Yeah. Especially if you're like a young single mom with a room full of girls, you don't want doors exposed directly to the parking lot.
Correct.
So you have the bellhop or
Speaking for all soccer moms
whatever,
out there.
bring all your luggage up. And,
No, I do that. I get the cards.
Yeah.
well, you're a pain in the ass.
Now, you want at least one level of protection from those people who want to do crime.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, I'm just saying, it's so much easier when you're parked right outside your door and you only have to carry it into your door.
No, fuck that.
You're carrying all that stuff and you're not even letting the bellhop do his job.
You know who also says that? Kidnappers. I'm just saying.
yeah,
They can
I'm
come-
worried about kidnappers.
Well, that's true. Kidnappers don't.
If there's a bellhop at the Holiday Inn, you better look at that man with suspicion.
Actually-
or woman.
How come you don't have a uniform, sir? Don't worry about it. Is that blood on your collar? No, fine.
That's just the design of the uniform.
There's nothing for you to worry about, sir.
Can I have your luggage and your children? I mean, your luggage.
Your luggage for you, sir.
That's a cool dog you got there. Anyway, yes, I am a little bit of a diva. Let's see, my up this week. I'll go. My up this week is Paul, the Dip Man, was the hometown hero at the Reds game.
He was.
Yes, he was. Congratulations.
It was up on our Hobie page. Blake was the hometown hero for the Reds game. The Cincinnati Reds baseball team, they honor a veteran or active member, I think every game, don't they?
Yeah, he's welcome to the exclusive
I don't know if
club.
it's every game or is it weekend game.
Weekend games. It might be weekend
Yeah.
games. So,
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 20 years of service. Thank you very much.
yep.
Even though it was the Air Force, that's okay. He got to go to places like what? Guam,
Yep. Canada.
Hawaii,
Cutter.
Canada.
He did serve a couple tours in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Oh yeah, but he was still at an Air Force base.
That's true. That's true.
It wasn't at a FOB or anything. Forward operating base.
You let me know when Dip Man comes on here.
He still
gonna
had
have
air
some words.
conditioning. Screw that guy.
Screw him.
And steak.
Steak. But anyways, he was honored, so it was nice.
Yeah.
Jeff and I were there.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So it was up on our Facebook page on History of Bad
I even
Ideas.
clapped for him.
Yes. So congratulations, he retired. So we'll be talking to Dit Man here, hopefully in the next couple weeks or so.
That means he's got more time to come on to the show.
He does.
Exactly.
So the problem is, last year Blake was honored as a hometown hero by the Reds.
Yeah.
This year was the Dit Man. We're running out of people on Hobie that are veterans.
You better step your game up.
I know. I guess better enlist. What's the correct cutoff to enlist? 30.
Well, when we go to war against North Korea,
There is no limit.
there will be none.
Sir, you've been drafted. I was in World War II. Get your boots. I'm
Good,
90.
You're more
You don't need basic
expendable.
training.
You don't need You've already been through basic training. Yay. Perfect reasoning.
That's right.
Good times. So that was my up. Jeff, what's your up?
My up was this past Thursday. I celebrated my birthday.
Yes, you did. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yay, happy birthday.
And I just want to give a shout out to my siblings. At least one of them listens to this podcast
Yeah.
because they listened to the episode where we did our
Favorite gifts?
our bucket list.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And
Was a bucket list checkoff item attained?
a bucket list checkoff item. They got me a gift card to go take a glass blowing class.
Really?
They did.
That's awesome.
And they were like, "Are you sure he wants it?" It's like, "Well, he put it on his bucket list. Or was he making? Was he kidding?" Or like, "No, I think he really wants to do it."
Good for
So
that.
I'm like,
Awesome.
yay! And I'm like, well, thanks for listening.
Now the tube you blow into, make sure it's
a
cooled
penis.
down before you put your lips on it. And
Really?
you start blowing into that melted liquid glass.
Jeff wants like glaze around his lips,
Yes,
like glass
that would
glaze.
look cool.
And then he could be called Mr. Glass.
They call me Mr. Glass.
That's awesome. That's good. When is that? No, again, a couple weeks.
I have to schedule a time or whatever based on their
So-
list and whatnot.
How long is? Do you know how long it is? Do you have any specifics? Like,
Can you blow me a pint glass?
I
I'm
don't
glad
know.
you finished that question without an answer. I'm glad you finished that.
I don't know if pint glasses are on the list of things they show you, but I'll take a look.
Okay.
But no, it's a couple hours or something that you do, and then I suppose once you learn it, you can go back at a much cheaper rate once you know how to do it if you want to continue making what you learned or something. So
Cool.
I'll at least find out if I like it, and if I do like it, I'll do more.
I like it.
What's your up this week?
Burning Man.
Oh,
Finally
okay,
lived up
that's
to
right,
his
that's right.
name after years of false
Well, what's your
advertising.
down?
So you're up as someone burning to death.
Hey, it was voluntary. He ran into it.
What's your down?
Nobody made him. My down is I realize I'm a horrible soccer parent.
Oh God, did you get ejected from a game?
No.
Oh, thank God.
But I sit in the stands, most likely surrounded by other soccer parents whose
Mm-hmm.
children are on the field.
And you're yelling, "That's my kid! That's my kid!"
No.
Oh,
And as I make my own commentary, and
Oh
like,
dear God.
oh, that
Make
girl
it-
sucks.
make a good pass. I don't say that. I just
Okay.
say stop being a hack. Or I say make a good pass. Or I say stop turning the ball over. Or I say don't turn the ball over. Too late.
What is soccer? Of course, you're only going to say make a good pass. You're not going to say score because they never do.
Just like,
Pass it.
can you please hold on to the ball?
We need a 90% on the pass ratio.
Hey,
today.
when your center midfielders can't make a pass without turning the ball over or kicking out of bounds, you're in for a lot of problems.
That sounds it. Yes.
And when your only talent is to slide tackle people, but you're too slow otherwise, I mean, that's a problem.
Is your daughter's? Is this their senior year? Right.
Yeah, it's their senior year.
That sucks. That's the last year.
Yeah, it does. It sucks that it's their last year, and that's why I'm making every effort to try and miss as many minimal games as possible.
Yeah, if Blake's not here on
Yeah.
a Tuesday, sometimes it's for soccer, for his daughters. You missed a lot of Fridays.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's why. Which is fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you
Yeah,
one
that's
bit.
fine. But I realized, even though I'm not like making loud announcements, but I am making comments to like, the person that's sitting next to me who's watching the game, who mostly agrees with me. It's not like I'm not saying anything that's not true.
Oh, I got the short straw. I'm sitting next to Blake. Damn it!
But it's really sometimes I just shut up and just
Did someone say something to you this week?
no. But I just when I do my self reflecting at the game of whether or not I was a good cheerleader. I feel kind of ashamed because I sit there and realize what if that's like somebody's parents or their uncles, cousins, aunts,
Well, they should have trained.
grandparents, etc., etc.
I wouldn't want the person sitting
You
next
know?
to me to say that about my daughter. is what you're
exactly.
thinking.
Despite the fact that it's true, though, you still don't want it to be said, right? So I realize I'm a horrible soccer dad. I'm a horrible soccer dad. Not horrible in the sense that I'm not the guy that's on the sideline yelling at your own kid to do better or pass or do things, because they're even at the Division I college level, there are those dads still. And I look at them and I go, what a bunch of fucking assholes. But then I'm sitting there going, don't turn the ball over. Whoops, 5 in a row.
Well, you pretty much say that at any sports team you watch, though.
Yeah, that's
When-
true.
you're watching football. Don't throw an interception. Oh, there it goes
There it
again.
goes.
Does he really
Yeah,
say that about the Browns
He
anymore?
says that a lot about the Browns.
No, usually I'm just drinking a lot. I usually don't say anything
Don't
about
find
that.
a new and unique way to lose this game. Up there we go.
Except for when I can call the plays, being the armchair quarterback, and it really irritates me when I'm smarter than the paid professional coaches on the sideline.
Is Hugh Jackson a sadomasochist? Because he's putting Kaiser, the rookie quarterback, out there against Pittsburgh opening week. Put Cody Kessler out there for 1 week until he gets his concussion.
Can I
put Kaiser?
Can I
in.
say something about Moneyball and analytics and all
Yes.
this bullshit that the fucking Browns have done in the past?
They decided to go the Oakland Athletics baseball route and do Moneyball.
Yeah, starting last year and all this kind of shit. Look, when you're millions of dollars underneath the cap to begin with, and you have veterans on the team that may not be performing up to a $10 million a year contract, but they are still leaders on your team and can give you advice and experience and knowledge from the player to player level, that kind of transaction you can't put a dollar amount on.
Apparently you can.
And apparently these assholes are, and they're cutting these guys. Like, for example, all right, I'll just
Joe
come out and say
Hayden?
Hayden and Greco. They may have declined on the playing stage, physicality and skills and abilities and all that kind of stuff, but they bring veteran leadership to a team that a lot of times, if they're not negative and it's positive and it's reinforcing and it's building and they're supporting of the coach and everything else, that's good leadership to have that you can't put a dollar amount in value on. But when they sit there and they cut these guys and you sit there, and especially when they're well respected, despite the fact that they may suck on the field or had a bad training camp, these are guys that are still valuable to your organization that you can't put a dollar amount on, but yet these guys, it's just ruthless, just cutting them. That's my other down. My bad soccer parenting in the stands in the Cleveland Browns
Welcome to the NFL
organization. Yeah,
starts.
exactly.
My down this week is I caved. We've got Boss Baby rented. My kids beat me down. They rented Boss Baby.
I'm disappointed at you.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Speaking of low
sometimes
standards,
you
I
just
mean,
need to take a stand, and
I
Boss
didn't,
Baby is
I
one
didn't
you
think
should.
we can go lower than the Browns' Moneyball analytics, but we just did.
Boss Baby.
Jason submitted to Boss
From what
Baby.
I saw, back and forth, walking back to and from the rooms and that, it was the most god-awful movie. It was horrible. I don't even understand it. I don't understand how this movie was made.
Do you think it's going to be? It's worse. Shouldn't say what.
Emoji Movie would be worse.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to ask.
It was not.
If I can get it out of my mouth.
No, it was not good. It was weird. The only funny part, the only creative part was this kid, they're showing that, he's on the back of this little toy car that the kids ride in, and Boss Baby's riding in. Looks like it's going super fast, and, he's like, get me in! And he's trying to climb up on the car and that. But it's all in his imagination of how fast it's going, obviously. And then they show the parents are looking at it, and it's just this little car moving very, very slow, and this kid's just dragging behind it. So I like that, it was a lot of it was creative in the kid's mind, like the older brother's mind. But that was about the only good part, and that wasn't even good. It was just a different take on it. It was not good. So, fuck that movie. Jeff, you got any down?
I thought I had it down, but you just depressed me so much it left my brain whatever my down was going to be.
I got 40 minutes left in Orange is the New Black, 5th season, the brand new season. My wife and I have binge watched it since she's been pretty much not been able to do much. So we...
How were the prison lesbian scenes?
there wasn't that many.
What?
Yeah, about 8 episodes in, I looked at my wife. I said, I'm very
Where's the
disappointed.
prison lesbian scenes?
I'm very disappointed in the lack of nudity this season. She's like, oh, look, there's one. I was like, that's a guy. Anyway, don't need to see that. Thanks.
Equal opportunity. It was a guard.
It was it was with the corrections guy. Sorry,
exactly.
I couldn't
There
think
you
of it.
go, of course.
Corrections officer. So I was
Guard.
like, oh, yeah, the guard.
Yeah.
That's right.
Big boss man.
Yeah. Oh, from Stone Mountain, Georgia. The rest.
So what you're saying is it's no chained heat.
It is no chain D, but it's a great season. They had some rough seasons in there. Again, I still don't care about Piper or the woman from that 70s show. They can get rid of them, and I would be very, very happy. So, but it's a great show. I really like this season. So, anyways, we had a Twitter poll of the week this week. And this one is our #1 poll ever. We got several hundred on this one. So
There's a lot of
Really?
controversy
Well
with
done.
your selections here.
yeah.
I mean, I could see why it would generate a lot of popularity because this is something I think a lot of people feel strong about.
Yes. So I want to thank Doug for getting the idea out there. He didn't come up with it, but he had Star Wars talk on his mind. So, who is the most annoying character in the Star Wars films? Films, mind you.
Films.
Star Wars, most annoying
So
character.
not the books.
Correct. This is from Bad Idea on our Bad Ideas Twitter page, Bad Ideas Podcast. So follow us. We're over 3,000 followers now, Blake. Over it.
Wow.
You were talking about it a couple weeks ago. We were at 2,800. So we've been growing.
Good.
The options were Jar Jar Binks, Young Anakin, C-3PO, and Ewoks. So there was a lot of picks in there. Let's see. Who would you pick, Jeff? Who did you pick?
I voted against Jar Jar Binks.
Blake, who would you have picked?
I can tell you who I would not pick.
Okay.
And that's C-3PO.
I can't. He annoys me.
Yeah, but he brings some comic relief.
He does a little bit.
Well, yeah,
That's
Jar Jar
actually
Binks
funny.
brings. Oh, that's actually
Jar Jar
funny.
Binks is not funny.
But he brings comic relief. It's
No.
just not funny.
I think the reason
Correct.
C-3PO is tarnished in my mind because I keep thinking of Joan Rivers from Spaceballs.
Yeah,
That
it could
hurts
be.
me.
That,
That
could
hurts.
No, I think C-3PO is tarnishing reminders because there was no reason for him to be there in the prequels.
Or
Prequels actually, in my opinion, ruin the character of C-3PO.
be. Okay. So yeah, I would have
Anakin made him.
I would have voted one of the three ways. Jar Jar, Ewoks, or Anakin.
See, the Ewoks don't bother me. They really don't. I don't understand the hate for the Ewoks. Yeah, they're teddy bears. I get it. But you know what? They can fight. Jar Jar Binks can't fight. He's fucking falling over his own feet out
What
there.
are you talking about? Jar Jar Binks is a master of drunken master
No,
karate.
no. And how they fucking promoted him to a general? Fuck that. Fuck him.
Jar Jar Binks is an evil, evil Sith Lord who is so good that he looks so ridiculous, but still accurately kills people.
He was Donald Trump before Trump.
Hey, down the hall. Down the hall.
Sorry, Supreme Overlord. Sorry, Supreme Overlord.
The best is Jar
I burned
Jar-
my tongue.
The best is Jar Jar Binks gets his well-deserved in the new canon book that he is now a street jester
See, that
juggling.
ruins it all for me. That's not well-deserved. Well-deserved is the fact that he was evil and was behind it.
You know what? In your mind, you can make it that way.
Oh, well, that is how it is in my
Yes.
mind.
So anyways, in last place with 3% of the vote, the Ewoks. So well done. Thank you, people.
They
Thank
do
you.
have that cuteness factor going for them.
And that viciousness.
And the sadness when one of them died and the one was,
Kept trying to
kept
drag
poking
him,
him, trying to wake him up,
but it was very good on dinner. They were good. The little kid.
People did they realize that they forgot that they were going to eat Luke, Leia,
Yes, they
Han,
were.
and Chewbacca?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they eat him?
Exactly.
They're not cannibals. People say they're cannibals. They're not cannibals.
They're not
They
eating
weren't
other
eating their
Ewoks.
own.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were carnivores.
In third place, 7%
Thank God
of
they
the
weren't
vote.
vegans, or else you never hear the end of it.
7% of the vote, C-3PO. So third most annoying.
I would agree.
Winning 58% to 32%.
This is close.
It was a lot closer than I thought. Jar Jar Binks edges out young Anakin. I got a lot of tweets about this.
Really?
And some of them said you should have just put Anakin. It would have been a little bit closer. And that was my bad. I just thought regular Anakin just couldn't act, so I just went
So
with
they
the
were
young.
thinking episode 1 Anakin.
Yeah.
Well, I think you were specifically talking Jake Lloyd Anakin.
Correct. I
weren't
was
you?
talking Jake Lloyd Anakin.
Not-
because I thought he was more annoying than Hayden Christensen.
Well, this way, if you just
How
put
do you do
Anakin, you assume either one.
Yeah. So I went young Anakin.
You went pod racing Anakin,
Yes. Well, I don't want pod racing Anakin. I want
not
the character never-
Padawan slaying Anakin.
Yeah, at least he had some redemption. He looked badass doing it.
Yeah.
Vroom.
With that-
He killed the younglings.
That fucking rat tail on the side of his head.
I hate sand. It's cold and it's rough. It gets in your anus. I don't like it. It gets everywhere. That's
What
a direct
movie's
quote.
that from?
The second one, Attack of the Clones. He says that to Padme.
I don't know if that's a exact direct quote.
Oh, that.
Well, they totally just put anus in there.
I don't remember him quite saying anus.
But it was pretty close. And that was kind of like a hillbilly straight lace. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it
Not impressive.
wasn't Hayden Christensen, but
Okay, sorry. I don't like sand. It's cold, it's dark, it gets in your anus. I hate it.
The planet Uranus?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Padme, you're going to die.
I can save her. I can save her. I really can. That sounded like
I must kill everybody now.
Oh yeah, I'm going to listen to this creepy old man.
She's not going to hold it against me.
No. And you know this creepy old man? Yeah, he seems legit. I'm going to go with him.
No. I'm good. No, I'm evil.
Fucking thing.
Are you saying you didn't agree with the slow descent into evil?
There was a slow descent.
It was slow? Really?
When was that slow descent begin?
I think it was supposed to be there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Sounds like it.
I think that's what written in the script. Slow descent into evil.
Just because you write it, George Lucas, doesn't mean you're filming it.
That's right.
Well, this is going to be a slow descent in a span of 2 minutes. There, okay, Hayden. Let's see how you can do this.
You mean in a culture of high technology, she's going to have twins and die, and we can't stop it? I mean, what the fuck?
She died of a broken heart. Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
That might be the most ridiculous thing of the prequel.
Or were they trying to just say that to cover it up for them?
Fuck that. They
complications of childbirth.
They still said it. And those kids were out within 2 minutes. Don't even get me started. There's no complications. Those kids were out in 2 minutes. Fuck that.
I think in a world of technology, you have lightsabers. You can't like laser scalpel them out of the womb. I mean, Jesus.
God, that fucking prequels. Now I'm all ranting. That's my down for the week. Fucking prequel. She died of a broken heart.
Oh God.
Some other depressing Star Wars news. Colin Trevorrow, who is the director of Episode 9, he was just let go of as the director.
Just got canned.
Kevin from Cincinnati Explorer, thank you for the breaking news.
Yeah,
he was just released today.
Today, I just saw it.
Seriously?
Yes.
They pretty much filmed it all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're just finishing up editing. Isn't he still the director, though?
9.
For the next
8.
one.
Yeah, next
Not
one.
8, next one. No, not 8. For 9.
They just canned them today.
Oh, that's right. It was
saw
Ray
that.
Wilson was the director of 9, wasn't it?
I think.
Or
Yeah,
Ryan, whatever his name is.
I
Well,
can't
they
remember.
said,
I remember the headline. I was like, "What the fuck, Star Wars?"
Well, the only positive is this week, I guess, they brought in Tony Gilroy. He was the one that did Rogue One Star Wars.
Star Wars story?
Yeah, the Star Wars story. So he came in to do rewrites. So there we go.
Okay. Well,
So we'll see how that does. But yes, so he's out.
So what they're saying is they're in trouble.
This company goes through more directors than Pixar does on their cartoons.
and the Han
Pixar
Solo
usually
movie.
They go through at least 2 usually.
Oh.
There's one that starts it, and then
It
they
says,
usually
"Screw this, I'm out."
after 3 years they usually bring someone else in. The other guy usually stays on, man or female. They stay on. Sometimes they leave, but they still get directing credit. And then they bring the second guy in or second woman in to get a fresher look after 3 years or so. Doesn't happen always, but did you see previews for Coco, the new Pixar one? I don't know what to think of that movie.
No, I don't know anything about this one.
A-Pans, Doug, could you help us on that? Just appreciate it. Speaking of A-Pans, we got some listener feedback. Blake, take it away.
Yes, listeners, which we're very thankful. As we said earlier in the podcast, we just like crested 3,000 Twitter followers.
We did.
Do they listen to us all at one time?
I wish. We got a lot, though. We got a lot.
Oh, that's very nice because this is our favorite part.
3,014.
That's right, 3,014 and climbing.
Yeah.
So all 3,000 of you people, if you like us this much, you know what you should do? You should have a friend listen. And then after that, you know what you should do?
Write a review on iTunes and Stitcher.
No!
No?
Oh, you're looking at me? Oh, am I supposed to do? Okay. Apologize?
Yes, for having exposed them to to your
Thank you, everybody.
podcast. Thank you. But anyways, if we're on Twitter, you can tweet us for
Bad
listener
Ideas
feedback. But what else can you get us at?
Facebook on the History of Bad Ideas podcast. We overruled every other fucking history podcast. You all made 10 episodes.
No. That was every other Bad Ideas podcast.
Whatever. We took them down.
There's a lot of history podcasts still out there running.
Next in our site, Shot of History. Yeah, we're going to war.
They are a history podcast.
Oh, yeah, we are not going to war with them. We're not a history podcast.
We're not a history
As evident by our
podcast.
T-shirts.
T-shirts. Not a history podcast.
Not a history podcast. What else? We're on Tumblr at History of Bad Ideas. Be careful on how you type it in. You might get some porn.
Probably get some porn if you're on Tumblr.
Gmail, we're at hobiepod@gmail.com. So if you would like to email us. And we'll be at the expo, so come by and stop by and say hi. We'll have a booth. We'll say hi.
What's this nerdly.co.
We're on nerdly.co.uk in the UK. G'day, mates!
Hello, Vicka!
Hey, like
You cheeky
wanker.
cunts. There's a lot of good podcasts over there. 365 Flicks and Pop Addled will be on there too.
Who?
Good one. Pop, ADDLED. Addled. They have and there's a lot of good articles. Nerdly's done a
Cool.
really good job recently of adding a lot of geeky articles and reviews.
Go Nerdly.
Go.
We're on Geek Life Radio,
Cheers.
10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central every week.
Brilliant.
GeekLifeRadio.com. And Tangent Bound Network, Danger Entertainment Network, and every Wednesday on WeBeGeeksPC.com. Our episode drops there too. Boop!
Dropped.
And everything else, though. Give us a review, please. Anyways, moving on. What do we got for feedback?
And iTunes.
Here we are.
Oh, and that one Apple company? That one fruit?
Zune?
No.
Oh.
All right,
I
anyways.
think you probably still find us on Zune if you own a Zune.
Who owns a Zune?
Star-Lord.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There you go. So the first one comes from, as you said, number one fan, Doug.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
Thank you.
A-Pans.
Says, many NFL teams have donated $1 million to the hurricane relief. What has the Bengals donated?
Preseason tickets.
To those who can make it up here?
Yes.
If you can make it up here.
You get to
Preseason's
see our
over.
fourth game of the... Oh, it's for next year.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
You get to see the fourth game where none of the starters start. That's Mike Brown for you.
I'm surprised. I figured Mike Brown would have donated, like, I don't know.
A Ford Pinto?
No, I thought he would donate like half of the money he embezzles from the county or something.
Allegedly. He doesn't embezzle. He just screws them over.
Oh yeah,
So,
he does it legally.
You know, all those county officials.
Strong hands the money.
All of those
out
county officials that set that deal up are now employed by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, they should all be in jail.
Go imagine that.
You know what he would do? He would bring any victims, survivors of the hurricane up here, and then he would charge the county for the for the seats that he had to give
Oh yeah,
up.
that's
You're
exactly
probably
what he
right.
would do.
You're exactly right. He won't spend any more than what the taxpayer funds that he's given.
We don't like our local
something like that.
owner of the NFL team.
Cheap
We
ass.
don't at all.
Some bitch.
Anyways,
Next.
that
yeah.
is good though. The NFL teams have done a lot. Everybody has done a lot. The celebrities have stepped up in that. J.J. Watts is over $15 million. He started with just trying to get, I think, what was it, $150,000, and he's over $15 million now.
No, it's on the radio on the way here. He's now over 20 million.
Good. And people are criticizing him like, oh, he's just an egotistical maniac, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you.
Really, I haven't heard any of the criticism.
There's been welcome to the
Really?
internet.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the world. Yeah.
And I'm like, what have you done? Did you donate
Yeah.
$20 million?
Did,
No,
yeah.
fuck you.
Did you start a campaign to get
You know
20 million donated?
Yeah.
Even the Supreme Overlord promised $1 million.
Wow.
exactly.
Well,
Of taxpayer
Well, he
money.
promised it.
He's gonna cut Melania's trust fund by $1 million.
Anyways, so fuck that.
He's
Good
like,
for
he's like,
J.J.
you've got
Watts.
enough stiletto heels to wear. And disaster relief, Melania. Let's donate $1 million of your money, of your trust fund money.
From Eric Trump's Frankenstein College over there. Hello, sir. How are you?
Exactly.
Anyways, go ahead. Keep moving.
All right. Anyways, we get the next one from Dev.
Big Dev the side guy.
Dev. You know, you're right. He does have a history podcast, except it's called A Shot of History. And this week, his revisionist history is about Romans and beer.
Really? Really?
Yes, he's giving out false information about the Romans and beer because everybody knows that it was invented by the Milwaukee that's found in Wisconsin, and they originally called it the Beast. And when they taught the white man how to make it, that's where it all fell apart.
I'm not going to say anything. Hey,
Not a history podcast.
So, Dev,
we're right till we're proven wrong.
that's right, says, why has it taken me this long in life to finally read, listen, Dune? So I guess he didn't read it. He's listening to the
Dune.
audiobooks.
He drives a
for
lot.
Dune.
He drives a couple of hours a day to get to and from work.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to fault anybody for listening to audiobooks ever to begin with, but B, when you got that type of commute.
It'll be through. It's either listen to a couple chapters of Dune or one episode of
Hobie, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Dune has some long chapters.
Did you-
And
I
I never read it. I attempted to. I think once in
I know you
Got
guys
bored.
have
8th grade.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
pretty thick.
I know you guys have talked about Dune before, like TV,
Yes.
movies, the movie, and the
A good,
David Lynch
David
one.
Lynch
good
movie.
adaptation is the Sci-Fi Channel's, miniseries of Dune.
But did you like it, Jeff?
I didn't see the sci-fi.
No,
channels.
did you see like the movie?
I saw
Oh no, the
movie.
David Lynch movie. No,
I saw the David Lynch movie.
Does anyone like that movie? I'm just asking. Like
David Lynch.
Oh, well, yes.
I'm David Lynch. Did I really like that?
I mean, people who might want to see Sting in a bikini,
Who doesn't?
or I should
Spice.
Sting's
Speedo.
alive, right?
Probably Speedo, not bikini, because
Sting's not dead, right?
Sting's not dead. No,
They keep talking about the spice. Spice.
Spice Girls.
and I
Tell
think
me what you want. What you really, really
I think that was
want.
before Kyle MacLachlan went completely insane.
I need a piece of pie.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Anyways,
Spice. I can feel it.
we don't know why it took you this long.
See,
Jeff.
that's my whole impersonation of
this
the movie.
long? Yeah. Okay.
That's it. It was basically nonsensical and a lot of inner thought.
Which one?
What's that called? No, not inner thought. What's
What
it
was
called?
more exciting, the trade embargo in the prequel Star Wars movies or in Dune, the spice trade? Which one's more exciting?
I don't think people understood what was happening in either. But House what is it? Aristides,
Ericus.
Aricus, Caracas, Butt Crackus,
Kraken?
Honestly,
Trade
best-
Federation.
The Kraken?
the Kraken.
The best adaptation of the Dune story is the Iron Maiden song.
How long is that song?
It's about 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
There you
just
go.
listen to
Listen to the Iron Maiden song, and you'll be fine.
Then you gotta listen to Iron Maiden.
No, the
That's a
movie.
good thing.
The movie I found was very boring. I think the biggest selling point was Sting was in the movie.
Yeah, I think when
Seriously,
it came out,
that was it. See Sting.
yeah.
Do I want to?
Yeah, fresh off the Police and his solo albums.
You know,
He's trying to break into acting.
speaking of douchebag singers,
Yeah.
Sharon Osbourne was talking about because why?
She's a
'Cause-
singer?
No, but she was talking about her husband Ozzy cheating on her
Ozzy!
with
Yes.
6 different women.
Or
At the same time?
As
No.
she admits, Oriental women are his weakness.
Yes, but here's the best part.
Yes.
Why do these people still talk about their personal lives? And I don't get it.
Because it makes them famous.
Because she's on a talk show and
I
she
should say
has
because
to
it makes him
blabber.
infamous.
She
for
said
15
she has
minutes.
forgiven Ozzy
Yes.
because
He's rich. She's
She-
filthy rich.
Because she
he's rich?
sees that there was a hole in his life, no pun intended, and it needed to be filled.
No
and-
pun intended.
No.
And she felt good because the people he slept with were not as attractive as she thought. It was just, he needed something
Well,
in his
hold on a
life
second.
at that time. And they were just
Sure.
masseuse
Well, okay, I'll just leave it at that.
and beverage cart people.
So her problem,
And I'm
or
like,
what
talking
made it okay was that he didn't go for the attractive women.
Yes, that's what she said.
So
went
if he
for the
slept for
excess-
attractive women, then it would have been a problem.
I guess.
We're talking
But
about the accessibility, kind of like Schwarzenegger and his nanny, because she's there.
How,
Yeah,
maid.
Well, that's exactly
That's the only
it.
time when Ozzy was conscious is when he needed a drink
Or getting a masseuse.
or getting a masseuse and had to just happen to lay there and be awake for the happy ending.
Like, really fucking Sharon Osbourne? Come on. She's like, well, you know, he cheated on me 6 times, you know. Yeah, okay.
That he admitted.
Yeah.
That he remembers.
You know of.
He knows
But
of.
he was in a lost place at that time.
Very lost.
Better
Probably
question.
lost.
No, he wasn't a lost. Still is.
Still.
Always has his entire life. Adult life's been in a lost place.
But the best part is she's like, well, they weren't attractive. Have you seen your husband recently? He's not attractive.
Have you seen yourself recently?
Yeah.
Have you seen people in the 70s?
But
They weren't attractive.
Who the fuck's sleeping with Ozzy Osbourne? That could not be good for anybody.
People who
Have you seen English women in the 70s?
Yeah, so there you go. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm just like, who the fuck? And then when I heard that on the radio today, I'm like, great, now I got a visual of Ozzy trying to have sex. That is not good.
I have a question. Why are we talking about this?
See, you're talking about Sting. It all connects.
So anyways,
Sting's in a bikini.
the sci-fi miniseries Dune.
Thanks, Dev.
There you go, Dev.
I hope we didn't answer your
And
question.
stop lying about the Milwaukee in the Beast.
What do we got next, Blake?
Regarding last week's top 5 school movie TV shows from Randall Holt. He just realized I forgot a great movie for this week's top 5. Number 3, The Principal.
He's up to 3. The Principal was very well liked on Twitter after we did our podcast. So I appreciate
Is
it.
that the James Belushi
Yes.
movie?
Louis Costa Jr. I love that movie.
Oh,
With the baseball bat.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in about 10 years, so 15.
I'd rather take like Stand and Deliver.
You know, in today's society, you couldn't do that.
You know, we never talked about Lean on Me. That was another one
We
in
did
there.
not.
I forgot all about that movie. That was decent.
It was all right.
Better than that Dangerous Minds crap.
Yeah.
What?
No.
In today's society, he wouldn't be carrying a bat around. He'd be carrying one of those electric stun guns.
Dangerous
Lucille.
Minds has 2 great things going for it: Michelle Pfeiffer and Coolio.
No, 3 things. It made Amish Paradise by Weird Al.
There you go. Thank you, Randall Holt. Next from Nikki.
Yeah.
She says top 5 TV shows. Well,
Installs.
she's got 10 on this list.
She separated the top 5.
TV shows and movies. She separated them like you wanted to do.
That's right. That's right. So she listens to me, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Top 5 TV shows. Number 5, The Unmentionables. Number
Riverdale.
4, Dawson's Creek.
Loved it.
Number 2, The OC.
Never saw it.
No, number 3, The OC. Number 2, One Tree Hill.
Never saw it.
Number 1, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Dawson's Creek, I guess it takes place in a school because Pacey is sleeping with the teacher the first season, so I'll give it that.
It takes place in a school.
I would say the number 5 through 2, she's in touch with her inner 12-year-old Jason.
Hey. Don't you fucking mess with Riverdale.
All right, top 5 movies. Number 5, The Faculty.
Which was on a lot of other people's Twitter top 5, so we appreciate that. Good
Number
movie.
4, Easy A, which I forgot.
Yeah, Easy A. That's a good one.
Yeah. Mean Girls.
Good one.
Number 3.
Mean Girls was a lot better than I was thinking it was going to be.
Yeah, it was. Number 2, Bring It On.
Oh, wait, that's a good one.
Can't believe I forgot that last week.
I still think I'm
Yeah.
really stuck on Elijah Dushku on that one. But
If you just take it at skin value.
No, the Spirit Fingers. Those
these are
Spirit
spirit fingers. This is not a democracy. It's a cheerocracy.
Yeah, like I said, if you just take it at skin value. And then number 1, Scream.
Scream 2 takes place in college. Scream 1 does take place in high school.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Scary Movie 3, wasn't that one in high school?
That was funny, though. I like Scary
Oh, no,
Movie
it's
3.
Scary Movie 4 is the one I was thinking of. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Remember, first and the third ones were good.
Yes.
Every other one was
It was a
crap.
bad one I was thinking of, I think.
It's like Star Trek. Except they're all bad in Star Trek. 1 and 3 is good. And
I think you were poking beside a
Nope.
geek on that
Nope.
one.
Anyways, I'll do this part. Hobie's MLB draft is finally coming to an end soon. Next week is it.
Next week is it.
We take 2 position players or 2 players at every position
Yes.
that have played during our lifetime. We try and make the best team. And next week I will have the whole spreadsheet listed on Twitter so everybody can see everybody's picks.
Ooh.
From Dev, he had DH. This week it's relief pitchers, just 2. He had he was doing DH from last week. He didn't
Yes.
turn
He
them in.
didn't turn it in yet, so.
He had David Ortiz and Cecil Fielder. Let's see. For relief pitchers, he has Rich Goose Gossage and Mariano Rivera. So there you go. Let's see.
Yankees fan.
Captain Admiral Kirk, for designated hitter, he actually had Amanda Wurlitzer.
She was a pitcher. Does that work for designated hitter?
Sure, it does now.
Or is that a Des Hassing hitter?
No, it's Disney.
Oh, okay.
Beside a Geek had DH last week was Albert Pujols and Andrew McCutcheon.
So he's taking a center fielder and making him a DH is what it looks like.
Yeah. We really are kind of loosey-goosey with this.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. And then he had for relief pitchers Mariano Rivera and Kent Tekulve. I don't have no problem with Kent Tekulve.
Oh,
I like that.
You were there when we were in Pittsburgh and got the Kent Tekulve figurine, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
What'd you end up doing with your Kent Tekulve figurine?
I think it's with my Michael Vick bobblehead, my Jason Kendall bobblehead. They're packed away somewhere.
Oh, so you still have? I gave
think
mine
so.
away to a friend or a coworker and friend who was from Pittsburgh area. That was funny. I'm going to work with the thing because I'm like, oh yeah, she'll appreciate it more than me. So I went to work and I put it on the desk, and then like later, I suppose during shift change or something, or I was talking to her and she's like, I'm so angry. Someone put this here on the desk and I have to look at it all day and I'm getting real angry. I said, oh, I brought that in for you. She's like, what, really? I said, yeah, I figured you'd appreciate it more than me.
I did miss the Michael Vick bobblehead night, but I was there for Michael Vick chew toy night.
I get it. I don't get it. Jeff, who is your relief pitchers?
My relief pitchers are Trevor Hoffman. And
That's a good one.
of course it's a good one. It
like that
should
one.
be everyone's pick.
That might change mine then.
And Billy Wagner.
Okay.
I'll put that for Billy Wagner. I'm very impressed. Billy Wagner originally threw right-handed and got hurt like early in his life and couldn't like throw right-handed, so he decided to switch and throw left-handed and was throwing over 100 miles an hour on his non-dominant hand in the major leagues. So I'm impressed with that.
You said relief pitchers. There were some closers in this list.
You
Closers
can't.
are relief
It doesn't matter.
pitchers.
Anytime.
I would have made closers a separate category.
Well, we did it.
Yeah.
Because you don't even participate half the time.
I would have picked Andrew Miller.
For mine, I'm doing John Rocker. And I'm kidding.
Only because
I know you're kidding.
No, hold on. Only because of his come out music. When he'd run out
What was
and they'd
it?
play his, loud rock music, whatever the hell it was, and he would sprint out to the mound.
I don't remember
and
what music did he play.
He was good for a year.
Oh, yeah. What music did he... Yeah. What's his name was good... oh, shit, now I forgot the guy's name.
Randy Myers?
That one guy?
No. That one guy, Josh Thigpen.
Yeah.
He was good for a year.
Yeah.
Tyler?
What?
Tyler.
Not Tyler Thigpen. He was a football player.
I'm going with Tom Hinkie, my Blue Jays. Loved
Okay.
him. And you know what? I'm going to change it because I can't pick a Yankee because I really don't want to. Yeah. I am going with Trevor Hoffman. That's a good pick. I like that.
I'm going to put it this way. I
like
think
that.
both of my guys would have gotten at least what Mariano Rivera got if they were on the Yankees at the same time he was.
I
think he's more of... I mean, he's a great pitcher, so I don't want to take that away from him, but I think he's elevated higher than he should be just because of the team that he was with.
The only guy that came in question, honorable mention, was Sergio Romo. He was the Giant. And the reason is every time he plays the Reds, he gets them out somehow. He's like 4'5" and always gets the Reds out. And I still have issues with the playoffs when he was a pitcher. Fucking A. Fuck you, Dusty Baker. God. Get your fucking kid out of the home plate area. Shouldn't have been a bat boy anyways.
It's called nepotism.
It is.
Jason.
Supreme Overlord. I'm sorry.
Just like one
Fucking
day
Dusty
when your
Baker.
son's going to produce this podcast.
I'll be dead by then.
Yeah, but this podcast will go on.
That's right.
With,
heart.
with another Brigger doing terrible impersonations.
He'll be doing that Italian guy.
Yeah,
He'll be doing that Italian.
guy, the Hunter
Yeah.
McAllister.
Hi, I'm Hunter McAllister. Good day, everybody.
Do that Italian guy impersonation.
I'm Hunter. I live in a gated community, and I don't need to talk to you peons. Where's my wine, Jeffrey? Nowhere. Let's go, Blake.
All right, moving on from the Major League
Draft.
Baseball draft of relief pitchers and closers.
You know, anybody who doesn't start a game is a relief pitcher. Any pitcher that doesn't start.
Closing pitcher, the easiest job in professional sports.
So why are you picking on non-starting pitchers? Well, you got to lump them all together.
We don't
You
have
have
to.
long
We
relief
didn't.
pitchers, you have middle relief pitchers, you have setup men, and you have closers. Well, you got to lump them all together.
Because we wanted to.
Because we're mean.
All right, anyways, from Besotted Geek, thank God Game of Thrones is over and we can focus on the shows that matter. Riverdale's.
That's right. Thank you, Besotted Geek.
Damn you, Besotted Geek.
Thank you.
Damn you. Captain Admiral Kirk.
Good day, Captain.
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 He's coming at us from
San Diego.
the left coast. He says, is Chris and Kevin going to stay with Blake father-in-law too?
Blake's father-in-law. Yes, Chris and Kevin from 365 when they come to Cincinnati. I think that would be awesome.
As entertaining as it would be, I would like to stay married and have a place to stay.
But for us, it would be funny.
But for you guys, it'd be great.
It'd be a good podcast.
But you don't understand. We would laugh.
I know.
You could film it for our YouTube channel. So that would be awesome.
That's right.
So,
You know what happened this past week? All my Preacher got deleted this past week.
what?
Yeah, from the DVR.
Well, you got it on demand.
If it's not his, it gets deleted.
Did your father-in-law watch one episode?
He was like,
what
"What the hell is
fuck
it?"
my
No.
son?
No, apparently he was going through the list. He was like, "Who recorded that?" Delete.
He's like,
like,
no.
So he wants you out already. That's exactly what that's
The
telling
problem.
me.
The problem.
Too long.
Too long. That's right. I need to free up 1% of that DVR space.
Oh, look at this.
Even though we have 98 still available, I got to get rid of that 1%.
Hey, down the hall. Oh, no, different 1%.
Oh,
My
wait.
bad.
Oh, jeez.
No, he was looking. He's like, oh, my son-in-law tapes Joel Osteen. Preacher, I'll take a look at that one. Dear God in heaven.
It's episode 10 with the Jesus Hump Fest.
I haven't been there yet.
I've watched that episode now 3 times, trying to get it to download on demand, and it keeps canceling out on me. I'm like, all right, I'll try it again later.
On Demand thinks you're a sick fuck.
Yeah, but that was actually, the whole thing is pretty funny. Jesus, we were looking all over for you. Well, you know, I said I was being in the garden to pray, and you guys were there. Well, you guys were all passed out, so I came here to take care and bless this sickly woman.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Is there an orgy scene as good as Westworld?
We've got the getaway donkeys out back.
I agree. Fine.
It's hilarious. Oh, it's
I will
hilarious.
catch up.
You should catch up because it's pretty funny. Because as soon as it was going on, I was like, "Oh my God, is this supposed to be Jesus and Mary Magdalene?" I was like, "Oh my God!"
Well, here's the issue. 'cause
And then Jesus is like, "Hey, this is totally cool. Cool. Yeah, don't really talk about this with anybody. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Great, cool."
Speaking of that, wait till we get to Nick Albright's question today.
Oh, I'm a little sickened. I looked ahead.
Yes, okay.
That's
moving
not on my list.
Oh, get ready.
Somebody doesn't give me
came
the
in
latest and
Keep
greatest.
on, we got listener reviews.
Show and tenor. All right, I listen to reviews. Pam Morris. She says, "OMG, GLOW
Glow.
was amazing. Not a wrestling fan and came across this by accident when it first came out and was hooked."
Great show. Loved it. Loved it a lot.
Cool.
What else?
Chris Richardson missed the TV series.
Based on Stephen King's story.
Shitty, one-dimensional plastic characters with melodramatic stories pasted on top. It's shite. It's trying to be all 13 Reasons Why with some horror, but it's just awful. Jason will probably love it.
Hey.
I looked forward to some good scares, but instead got an over-the-top plot about date rape. Fuck that noise.
Did not expect that part about date rape in it.
So apparently, Chris does not like the mess.
I think I should just stick to the movie.
I think, in short, Chris says, wanker.
Oh, yeah. What time is it?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, getting down
Yeah,
on the
70s
disco
style.
floor
Who wants my burning bush?
for some Nick
Oh,
Albright.
yeah, Nicky. You know we like it.
Ooh, yeah.
Residential dirty listener.
I think he's got a bell bottom.
I don't think I know what that is.
Yeah, I just,
Jeff.
Shut up, Jeff.
Right
Shut
over-
up, shut up, Jeff. Shut up.
Here we go.
You're interrupting.
Nikki still loves some FMK.
Oh, more FMK.
Fuck
All
Mary.
right. So we got Guy Fuck, basketball player. Mary, mother of Jesus. Jerry Kill, former Minnesota Gophers football coach.
I like what he did with that. The fuck, Mary, kill. You get it, Blake? He was doing wordplay. See, the first one is fuck.
The-
Second one is Mary.
Oh, the guy's name is Guy Fuck.
there you go. See, and then Mary.
Mary, mother of Jesus.
And then
Kill, Jerry Kill. His
Get
last
it?
name is Kill.
that was creative. I like my dirtiness when it's creative.
Yeah, so
What are you going to do, Jeff? Fuck, Mary, kill. Which one?
that was Porno Sonic Unleashed 70s porno
Yeah,
music.
that was a mistake. I'm like, well, maybe I should see who these guys are. Who is Guy Fuck? Oh, wait, no.
That's a Google word of the week.
That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done
Do
that.
not Google guy fuck unless you're into that, which is fine.
Wow. I suppose I'll just follow their names. I'll fuck, marry, and kill.
Well, they're no fun.
I think out of all
Okay.
three of those, Mary would probably cook you the best meals.
I think so.
True. Jerry Kill is always kind of creepy.
I have no clue who he is.
He's a Minnesota Gophers football coach.
Apparently.
Oh, good times.
Wrapping this segment up from Professor Number One at Doctor Number One. If Jason was a wrestler, I feel he would be Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad
Thoughts?
was a very good Little Richard impersonator in wrestling.
He wore a pink tutu.
Came close. And he did have some good wrestling moves.
Yeah.
I did like Johnny B. Bad. He was different. His face literally looked like,
It did
Yeah.
look kind of a little Richard.
yeah, it was good. And
Didn't he? Was that the one where he shared the clip of him trying to throw a frisbee out to the audience and it hit the turnbuckle?
yes, he was 3 feet away from the turnbuckle, went to throw a frisbee to the crowd, and it hit the turnbuckle. So he was not very coordinated in that aspect of it. He was married to Sable for a while for the wrestling fans.
Oh.
I don't want to be married to Sable. Brock Lesnar is now, so that's kind of creepy.
And apparently,
Don't I have
according to Brock Lesnar, he likes to lay on top of her a lot.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Didn't
He
I?
finished his one match. He's
Oh,
gonna
that's
go
right. I
home
forgot
and
the
lay
UFC.
on top of
Yeah.
his wife.
That's right. Good old
Although I
Brock.
can only say, poor girl. That's a lot of man to be under.
You know, he gets paid about $12 million a year from the WWE, Brock Lesnar,
Hey.
and he keeps going back to UFC. It's like, why? Why are
Easy
you doing that?
paycheck.
I know,
No,
but
he's
and
doing
he
the
can
wrestling
cheat.
for the
He's doing the
paycheck.
wrestling for
And he,
$12 million.
and he could cheat because he does roids and they know he's going to fail, but they let him in and fight anyways. Then he fails and they say, oh, well, we knew that.
Yeah.
He keeps going back because it's more prestigious to be a
Is it?
A real fighter than a
than a
performer.
exactly.
Oh.
I disagree personally. I'd rather watch wrestling than mixed martial arts.
Depends.
No, it doesn't. It really never even depends.
I don't know.
I keep waiting
I
for-
really.
Unless Tank Abbott is coming back to the MMA.
He had such a great wrestling career. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Okay,
Yeah, that's
time to
true.
come down.
I mean,
Best part ever.
I do have a hard time watching two men literally beat the shit out of each other rather than watch two men pretend
To beat the shit out of
choreograph
each other.
dance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot easier to watch because
Choreographed gymnastics
Yeah.
is what wrestling is.
I wouldn't call it gymnastics.
Takes a lot of skill and timing.
It takes athletic ability to perform.
Yes.
But I wouldn't equate it to gymnastics.
Because let me tell you, I watch a lot of wrestling, and I see a lot of independent wrestlers online. Let me tell you, if you're not timed well, it looks horrible. There's a lot of bad
That's called
wrestling.
choreography.
Yes.
That's right.
There's a lot of bad wrestling out there. So anyways, yeah, there's your listener feedback.
It's time for another installment of the Gnomes of the Geek.
Hey, this is everybody's favorite company, Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers!
Is developing a new feature film adaptation of the classic 1954 William Golding novel, Lord of the Flies.
One of my favorite books.
There's a big change though, Blake.
I know.
It will revolve around a group of young schoolgirls instead of boys.
Ooh, schoolgirls stranded on a deserted island.
Part of that trend of gender swapping.
Are they moving the schoolgirls into the 18 age group?
I don't think so.
High school seniors?
Is this a cheerleading squad
That's the Cinemax
instead
version.
of a military boys academy or
It's not Cage
boys
Teeth.
choir?
Not Cage Teat. The movie will be written and directed by Scott McGee and David Siegel from B Season. Don't know what that is. I kept thinking of B Movie. That's never
No, but
good.
this is B as in Bumblebee.
Yes. And they will reportedly stay true to the story that the novel tells only all the children will be girls. That's the only difference.
There's going to be a lot of cat fights.
So they're going to call the one girl Piggy.
McGee went to explain that the story and changed, saying it's aggressively suspenseful. What the fuck? Really? What the fuck is aggressively suspenseful?
Hey, have you seen Cheerleading Moms?
Dance moms.
Yeah, that's
Dance
not
moms?
suspenseful. That's annoying.
Yeah, are they going to be a dance troupe or cheerleading troupe? Because they're going to be like, oh, we're going to do this groundbreaking gender swap story. We're going to remake it with all girls. Yeah, let's do cheerleaders or dance girls.
You know, I saw this movie before. It's a Japanese
so-
movie, Battle Royale.
Well, this is the Warner Brothers, not those idiots at Sony.
Oh, these are the beer maidens
Yes.
from Oktoberfest flying to Cincinnati.
Hey, did you see? Did you see? We got the rights to Lord of the Flies. What should we do with it? What should we do? Got any creative takes?
You were 5 minutes too late, you dumb cuff.
I'll go to the showers.
Oh,
My bad.
oh, 2 weeks in a row, Jason.
Anyways, moving on.
Please continue.
What the gym showers and flakes at? The wrong ones. Calm down. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Can we get Touch Boy?
Go ahead.
Yes, this will be the third film adaptation of the novel. The first movie was made in 1963 by director Peter Brook. Second movie was in 1990 by Harry Hook. I remember the 1990 version.
I don't. I didn't realize they made one in
My
1990.
dad rented it back in the day.
Yeah,
It was decent.
They try to modernize it by making a boys' military academy playing that crash instead of choir, boys'
Yeah.
choir.
I just hope it's aggressively suspenseful, this one.
Well, here
Excited.
I have a problem with this McGahee guy because he's talking about, because the idea of children forming society and replicating the behavior they saw in grown-ups before they were marooned. No. The problem is that they lost the influence of the grown-ups that they were trying to mimic originally with the law and the conch and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically a book about the devolution of law and order. It's
pretty much a
resorting
story.
back to their primal instincts.
A story about how the id will always kill the superego.
Yeah, once turned loose without adult supervision, they try to maintain their level of civility, but eventually devolve and degrade into, basic id, motivations and etc.
On top of that, he looks like Michael Bolton, Scott McGee, so I don't know if I can root for him.
No,
When a man loves a woman.
I'm gonna make a female empowering version of Lord of the Flies. All right, they're all cheerleader chicks.
I hope
wait,
they're not
hold on.
empowering them in Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
He did The Deep End.
Okay, who's holding the mascara wand? She gets to speak first.
What Mai's New, Uncertainty, and B Season. B Season was in 2005.
Okay.
His last film was 2012.
All right.
So
Okay.
he likes taking his time with movies nobody knows.
No, but look, here's the dealio, right? I mean, this is one of my favorite books. I even had study it, write essays about it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm open to the idea of making it all girls. I like to see what they can do and where they can take it, as long as they don't fuck it up.
You're just afraid they're going to head in the wrong direction.
I'm afraid, exactly. They're going to head in the wrong direction, and we'll see what happens.
Best is Vanity Fair has an article about it already titled "No One Understands This All-Female Lord of the Rings Lord of the Flies remake." It's
Yeah.
like, well, that's a good sign.
Oh, maybe they'll do an all-female Lord of the Rings next.
No one understands the psyche of a teen girl like two men. Well done, Vanity Fair. Well done.
Actually, you know what? That's a great quote for this movie. I like it. I like that.
Good times. Who needs women directors? Get these two guys on it. They got it down pat.
All right.
honestly,
So they
though-
are a dance squad. Competitive dance squad.
Let's see here.
Anyways.
Moving on, per comicbookmovie.com, Gotham is moving to Thursday nights this year, Blake.
That'll make it
September
more
21st.
difficult to watch.
Or not
Yeah.
watch. It'd be easier
Yeah.
for me.
Oh, I have a feeling it's going to lose its spot on my DVR.
Baby Bats is finally suited up to fight crime. We all assumed this was being saved for the series finale, but Fox says, fuck that, let's do it. Also, the trailer features a nod to Batman the Animated Series as we see Bruce standing atop a rooftop in a manner very similar to the cartoon version, which is true. The trailer also sees the debut of the new Scarecrow in it.
New Scarecrow.
New Scarecrow. All right, so here's the question.
The Pig is in it, too. He's a good character from,
The pig?
yeah, PYG. He's in the comic books.
Pretty
And-
young girl.
No.
She's a PYG. Pretty young.
Anyways,
The survivor from the Lord of the Flies?
He's pretty good. It's Piggy. I got it now. I don't know subtlety. Anyways, I would catch it. Anyway, so there you go. There's Gotham. Were you excited, Blake? You excited about Gotham?
All right, here's my question. This is the problem with TV series, right? So their ultimate goal originally was to do all the build-up world to where Batman becomes Batman and all that kind of stuff, and was supposed to focus on not young Bats, but all the other characters in the world and the villains
And Gotham Police.
and Gotham Police and Gordon and et cetera, et cetera.
Well, they ran out of Gotham Police because they killed them
They
all.
keep killing them all. Exactly. It's the worst job to have in Gotham. But
Can you imagine their job fair at the local college or high school? Who wants to be a police officer for a week?
Because that's about as long as your life expectancy is.
that's right. See, so here you go. You have the indefinite longevity of the series.
Yeah.
So you got writers that really don't know where that end point is.
Correct.
And now they're at the point of, fuck it. Let's just start dealing with this because we can.
Yeah, especially because he's still way too young to be Batman.
He didn't
Yeah,
even go away to
exactly.
get trained yet.
Yeah.
Send him away.
Technically. You had that weird guy.
He probably went away for 2
That was
months.
kind of like Ra's al Ghul thing going on.
He does have a better training regimen than Ryan Reynolds did in Green Lantern.
That's true.
Here, to pretend something. Okay, you're done. Thanks.
Greatest American hero. Where's the instruction book? The suit. I lost it. Damn.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, I guess.
So when you're dealing with a TV series that can't go on in perpetuity, and you have an end point, then you start getting hazy on how many seasons you have left or how many you're expected to fill, and then you start getting hazy, and then you lose direction and sight, and then in the last season you're probably just going to wrap it all up, kind of like Lost.
I feel like some of the shows that I really like that end it like after 5 or 6 seasons, I'm really ticked off, but at least they all have an end point, and you're correct. Like if you just know, like network TV never can have an end point to a show. They always have to keep going.
Yeah.
Because there's so few hits.
Cops, doctors, lawyers, never an end point for any of those shows because you can keep, regurgitating the same vomit and puke every year after year.
Well, speaking of, I was talking about Orange is the New Black earlier. They were talking to the creator of it, and she's like, they're in season 5.
Yeah.
It just got released. She's like, I think I see an end point after 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And then literally a week later, she's like, well, I guess I could do a whole new cast and just keep it going. No, stop it. Stop it.
Well, no, honestly,
Yeah.
you should have been doing that all along.
Well, that's
People
what the
coming
problem
in
is.
and out of the cast.
And they have done some new people here and there.
Yeah.
But it's like, we don't need to keep seeing the same people.
Yeah,
Get them out.
Let people, I don't know, be released from jail when their prison sentence is up. Some
Pipe-
people are dying behind bars. I mean, this stuff happens.
Piper, it might have the longest 3 years I've ever seen in a life, in a prison sentence.
Well, it's been 5 already.
Yes,
now.
it has. Of course, this season only takes place for 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Finally, True Detective is being brought back officially at HBO.
You're happy or sad?
Happy because I think he learned from his mistake in season 2. Go,
Okay.
keep reading, you'll find why.
HBO has formally renewed Nick Pizzolatto Crime
Pizzolatto.
Anthology. I think I said it right.
Yeah.
For a 3rd season with Oscar winner Jeff,
Mahershala Ali.
who is awesome. Set to star.
Have you seen Moonlight?
No, I want to.
Okay.
HBO did not confirm any additional casting beyond Ali, but the network did pull the curtain back on season 3's top secret premise.
Which is no longer top
Is
secret.
it really a top secret now?
Nothing to see.
Really? The cast is top secret, apparently, but not the premise.
Next installment tells the story of a macabre crime in the hearts of the Ozarks, and a mystery that deepens over decades and plays out in 3 separate time periods.
Very similar to the first one.
Or Westworld. HBO revealed that Ali would be playing Wayne Hayes, a state police detective from Northwest Arkansas.
Arkansas.
The multiple timeline conceit suggests Pizzolato,
Pizzolato.
who HBO notes is the sole writer of season 3, with the exception of episode 4, which he co-wrote with Deadwood's David Milch, will closely resemble the series' acclaimed first season.
So they're remaking the first season.
Yeah, but he's sticking with the formula of the first season, which means, keep it simple. His second season, he had too many main characters, too much of a convoluted plot that people found difficult to follow and how it all intertwined.
Okay.
The only thing I'm concerned about here, go ahead, another promising sign.
Buzzy filmmaker Jeremy Saulnier from Blue Ruin and Green Room has come on board as an executive producer and director.
As an EP, extended play,
Yes.
and director.
Reptile producer.
There's one thing that's missing.
Ruin and Green Room. Okay.
Yeah, there's one thing that's missing that I loved about the first season, and that was the fact it was T-Bone Burnett did the score and the music selections.
Maybe they'll get
Remember,
Danny
we
Elfman.
said if you're going to make a TV series, you want T-Bone Burnett.
I want Danny Elfman.
No, you agreed with me when we talked about this before.
Randy Newman.
I probably did. Oh, Randy Newman.
This
right
is
foot,
Trudy
left foot.
Fat
Randy Newman's not alive. He's dead, ain't he?
Is he?
His music lives on.
Isn't he? I thought Randy Newman passed away.
Detective, why are you not my friend anymore, true detective? We could solve cases together.
But anyways,
Yes, moving on.
a note on True Detective.
Yes.
Woody Harrelson was an executive producer on the first season, the original. And that's probably why he got to bang all 3 hot chicks in that,
He's
that
alive.
series.
Randy Newman does not have a death day on his Wikipedia.
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
born in 1943.
All right, just wondering.
How tall is Randy Newman is one of the Google questions.
He's short, because short people ain't
6 feet.
got no reason.
What year did Short People come out?
60-something.
2011. Anyway.
No. Lies.
Oh, there's your news, the geek.
You ever wonder when Spider-Man goes to the bathroom if the toilet paper sticks to his fingers?
You ever wonder why Superman wears his underwear outside of his pants?
My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony,
He's the Jock.
and he's the nerd.
And we're your hosts for the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we sometimes try to attempt to answer these questions.
This is a full spoiler podcast, and we swear a lot.
Check it out for awesome geek news, interviews, and comic book reviews. Visit jockandnerd.com. We are your superhero TV, movies, and comic book culture curators.
Boom.
jockandnerd.com. Jock and Nerd!
Hobie listeners, we're only a couple weeks away, September 22nd through the 24th, for the Cincinnati Comic Expo at the Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you're from Ohio or live in Ohio, hell, if you live in Michigan, Pennsylvania, California, heck, we even got people from the UK coming to the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Ralph Macchio will be there, just to let everybody know.
He's from the UK?
Yes, he is. G'day, mate. I don't think he is. Also, we have artist Steve Pulawa, who is awesome. He will be there. That was just announced. There's a Geek Prom on Saturday night. Hobie will be there, so you got to go to that. Also, we will have Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, the artists and writers from the Batman comic books. You can do some meets and greets because I believe there's even some tickets left for that. And they also just announced there is a Beer Stein Comic Expo exclusive for $20. Supplies are limited, and they're awesome. So you can get those. It is September 22nd through 24th. Go to CincinnatiComicExpo.com for your tickets. If you like Harry Potter or Game of Thrones, lots and lots of actors and actresses coming from those shows and movies. So just to let you know, CincinnatiComicExpo.com.
Wow, it's time to grab your balls of fury. It's Plotlines with Jeff and Jason.
And Blake.
Can't forget Blake.
Can't forget about Blake.
Wait a minute, that's Christopher Walken that did that intro?
Yeah, that's
Can
what.
we talk Natalie Wood talk?
No, we can't.
Oh.
That's why we can't get rid of that. I mean, we had that recorded before Blake was on the show, but
Yes.
it's Christopher Walken doing our intro.
Can't do anything better than that. Quick thing, Batman the Animated Series debuted 25 years ago today. Greatest Batman series ever.
It doesn't take much.
Shut up.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it doesn't take much.
Better
to
than
be,
the movies.
I'm about to say,
Oh, I really like Batman Begins.
Batman Begins is fun.
I really like The Dark Knight.
What is plot lines, Jeff, usually?
Plot lines usually is when we are given the name and the date of a movie, and we have to come up with a plot and a potential star or two who may be in the movie and see how close we can get to the real thing.
Yes. But we got requested to do reverse plot lines.
Where apparently we are given a set of actors and director, and we have to make a plot and title.
Yes. I like this idea.
He failed to give us a year.
The year will be 2018.
Okay. In the year 2018. So from Dr. Number One, he gave us Alan Alda, B. Arthur, James Belushi, and Remy LaCroix. I am Remy LaCroix.
That's right.
I have porn magnets from Hanno.
I'm looking at those right now.
And a movie directed by John Woo. I got the title.
Oh, yeah, that's the title?
You have
Yeah.
the title already?
Golden Girls. They're redoing everything else. Let's do Golden Girls.
No. Well,
No.
All four of them in a house together.
but it can't be
No.
called Golden Girls.
Golden showers. With all four of them.
Yeah, see, I thought it would be one of those time travel,
Okay.
time reflection things where old Alan Alda and Bay Arthur reflect on their younger times as a James Belushi and Remy LaCroix.
Ooh. And how they got to meet? How they met?
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
the
romantic
question I
comedy.
have, I suppose the question I have is, are we using B. Arthur's corpse?
Well, yeah, we're going to have to because you said it takes place in 2018. So.
Well, it's directed by John Woo, so that means there's got to be a lot of action and a lot of doves.
Well, they're retired
Cops.
Cops, yeah, detectives.
Spies, retired spies.
No,
Iron
there you go.
Spies.
There you go. When I
Yes.
think spies, I think James Belushi and Remy LaCroix.
Yes.
So Remy LaCroix can get in some tight spaces, so I can understand that, but not so much Belushi. I'm going to
This is sounding more like The Notebook than anything else.
the spy version of The Notebook.
She can get into tight spaces, but she's loose.
As a goose.
So what are we calling this? Because I'm not calling it The Golden Girls.
Golden showers. Let's see here. We can call it A Wrinkle in Time.
No. You would get a complete wrong audience for this under that title.
Time shifters.
Are they traveling through time?
Plug your holes.
Wow.
Time holes.
John Woo.
So James Belushi and Remy LaCroix, FBI agents, you said?
A Tale of Two Fists.
There you go. I like it. Done.
Sold.
So Tale of Two Fists. Alan Alda and B. Arthur Corpse talk about their younger years, how they got to meet each other. They didn't like each other at first, but they were assigned as partners to
Right.
figure out to stop a nuclear attack on America. And
Yeah.
that is James Belushi and Remy LaCroix as your action stars. I like it.
And Remy LaCroix has to have some
Two
scenes where
fists.
she gets hot and heavy
Oh,
with
I
the
mean,
villains to try and lure
Yes.
them in.
And James Belushi does too.
And she uses her.
I
yeah,
like it. They both have sex scenes.
That's right. And
Not
she uses,
with each other, but with the
And she-
bad guys.
And she
that's how-
uses a hula hoop as a weapon.
And that's how they learn to love each other.
Yeah.
Well, because they both slept with the same spy.
I like it. I like it. So there you go. There's your reverse plot lines.
That sounds like a terrible movie.
Sounds like a porno.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right, box office bombs. Again, everything bombed this week. Per NBC News, it was the worst of times for Hollywood. The film industry is on track for the lowest summer box office returns in more than a decade. North American box office receipts for the season were down more than 14% over last year. This will likely be the first North American summer box office season since 2006, with total receipts coming in under $4 billion.
If you look at the lineup for summer this year, it was awful.
Suck.
Yeah, not a whole lot of great movies. I mean, you had Wonder Woman.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Spider-Man Homecoming helped. And Despicable Me 3 was the four biggest ones.
Four big ones. And so you had 3 comic book movies and a cartoon sequel.
They said more for the Planet of the Apes, which I really like that series, but they said it didn't do anywhere close to what they thought. That didn't do well. Emoji Movie, as much crap as we give it, no pun intended. Fuck you, Patrick Stewart. I can't say mad at you. But they said that even though it made some money and made a profit, it wasn't anywhere close to what they thought. I think it made 70 million, 80 million domestically.
Wow, and they thought it was going to make more than that?
Yeah, they were hoping. So they said The Mummy bombed at the office. The Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Cars 3.
Cars 3 did all. Alien. Covenant, which who the fuck thought Alien Covenant was going to be a big blockbuster?
Yeah, and Transformers.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one too.
Oh, that was terrible. But so yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, people are tired of just rehashing movies we've already seen.
Yeah,
I mean, all those we listed were sequels.
Pop Culture did say though that he saw King Arthur, another bomb this year.
Yes,
and he said review. I liked it. So there.
All right.
I'm intrigued to see it.
I'm intrigued to see it now, mainly because I want to see how bad it is.
Yeah.
I originally was intrigued to see it when it was first, word, but then the more I started hearing about it, and then Guy Ritchieing it up, and it's like Guy Ritchie and King Arthur do not sound like things that should be going together, and apparently that's the...
So we're not going to get 5 more of these films?
It's supposed to be 7 total.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's one problem I heard. It's like, if you expect to make 7 of them, at least make the first one good. I mean, don't hold things back.
Or adequate.
So all the stuff that you didn't put in this movie that people want to see, like apparently Merlin. I mean, you got a King Arthur movie with no Merlin.
I didn't know that.
Because they're waiting to put him into the sequels.
No Merlin. Rubbish.
I mean, I can understand, okay, it's King Arthur as a youngish person or something, but... yeah.
So what did it hit at the box office this week?
Well, this week we had, number 1, The Hitman's Bodyguard made another $10 million, a total of $55 on a $29 million budget. We have Annabelle: Creation made another $7.5 million, a total of $89 million.
That's
on
a punctuation
$15 million.
not Annabelle: Creation.
Yeah. When there's punctuations in titles, you always read the punctuation.
Yep. Funny thing, the first 2 movies made the same amount of money last week as they did this week.
Wow.
Well, it's because nothing new this week came, or what did come out new did not make the list.
Correct.
Wind River made another $6 million, a total of $18 million on an $11 million budget. So they're making money back.
That moved up 1 spot.
It did. It was 4 last week. Leap! Made $5 million, a total of $11.5 on an unknown budget. And Logan Lucky made $4.5 million, a total of $23 million on a $29 million budget.
Leap made the same amount of money as last week too. So I thought that was kind of funny.
I think Logan Lucky might just hang around the $4 or $5 million for a couple of weeks, and
not next week.
Well, there's only one thing coming out next week.
Two.
Oh, I got to turn the page.
Yeah.
They're releasing. Oh, what's Home Again?
No idea. It's a romantic comedy, I think.
So Logan
I
Lucky
don't bother to look this shit up anymore because they all bombed and suck.
It looks good.
But it is coming out, and that's the one that will do well.
Did you see him?
But I don't. Well, I don't know. Maybe the people that will see Logan Lucky would want to see it also.
I think it's in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. Did you see somebody's going around and tying red balloons to sewer grates?
That's cool.
And it's freaking people out. I think that's awesome.
Come on.
It's a good marketing strategy.
It is.
It is. Oh, I did go to the... This is what was supposed to be my down from the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I went to the movies this weekend.
Why?
Well, that's obviously a downer.
Did you see Inhumans?
No, was
in
that
the
this?
IMAX? Yeah, that
was
bombed
this
too.
weekend?
Yeah, that was this weekend.
Oh, if I knew that, I would have. Well, yeah, shit, I would have went.
Nobody went. Don't worry, it was fine. It bombed.
Oh, I didn't know that was this weekend.
Don't worry.
Apparently nobody else did.
I would have went. They did a poor
You're the
job advertising
Making
for
it, advertising, everything.
Yeah. No, I seriously, I wanted to see it.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I went to see Dark Tower.
And
I wasn't all that impressed. Never read the books, so it's coming from.
So
and
you're kind of in line with me.
I never read the books. I watched the movie, and I have no interest to read the books because I'm like
Because of
nah.
that.
do you have
Exactly.
interest in a sequel?
No.
No, I really
That is the
don't.
problem.
I mean,
That's the problem for the franchise.
Exactly. That's what I.
well, one, it doesn't feel like. I mean, other than okay, the ending where hey, we'll go off on more adventures together. I mean, it really isn't sequel worthy.
Finn?
Pretty much. Huck and Jim going down the river again.
Well, 2 hour or an hour and a half later, but that's your down. Good job, Jeff.
In several episodes.
It is expected to be 60. They're hoping for 60 to 70 million.
Well, everybody who's been saving up their money for the box office the last 2 years or last 2 weeks.
3 weeks. Hitman's Bodyguard's been 3 for 3 weeks. Number 1.
Wow.
And we have no plot lines this or no buy sell because there's nothing really that came out.
Nope. I'll sell everybody that was associated with films from this week.
Thanks, Hollywood. Top 5 this week is top 5 evil organizations in film.
So they make these things called movies, and they want to have conflict in their story. To have conflict, you need to have a villain, usually multiple villains in an organization together, and they are evil. They are driving the plot for our heroes to overcome.
Antagonist for the protagonist.
Exactly.
We just did the box office bomb segment. I don't think they really made a movie in the last 3 weeks, so I think you're okay.
All right. Well,
Or
so now
actually,
we are
if they
picking.
listen to this advice, maybe they make some money.
Yeah. So we're telling them the things that have been done in the past that you should look for inspiration to make a good antagonist.
Instead of just changing genders.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 for evil organization
Evil.
is the Cobra Kai Dojo.
Oh, from Karate Kid.
I had that at number 3.
Did you?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Didn't mean to steal it.
You know, they're playing the Karate Kid now on DirecTV. It's on either Showtime or HBO. They've been playing it.
But yeah, the Cobra Kai Dojo is my number 5.
Still say Ralph Macchio is the bad guy in it.
I'm not saying Ralph Macchio isn't the bad guy. He isn't.
But the dojo was not nice.
No, but yeah, Martin Kreese or whatever his name is, who runs the dojo, he was a bad guy. Johnny might have, got hooked in with the wrong people because he's not as bad as they made him out to be.
Blake, what's your number 5?
That is true. I do enjoy that YouTube alternate reality or whatever it is plot line. It was like how Ralph Macchio's character was really the bad guy in that. It was pretty fun. Number 5. This is a most sinister organization. It scares me a lot.
Okay.
It is the criminal headquarters for underworld mischievous planning. Chump.
What movie?
What movie is this?
Well, I kind of cheated. It's actually from TV series Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
You're that fucking chimp.
Hey, this chump, was a goal was essentially to make the planet, hospitable for chimpanzees at the expense of human beings, which was a prelude to the Planet of the Apes.
Here's the best part. Whenever the top 5 goes out from our intern, you always make a bitchy comment. Well, I can't do this. You're restricting my creativity. You don't fucking listen to the top 5 anyways. Why are you bitching every week?
And then last week, oh my God, it's too broad. You need to narrow it down more.
If you don't fear Chump, I don't know what you want.
I think I fear Chump now.
You should fear Chump.
You know what? Blake, you're a cunt. Anyways. My number 5. That's the British version, please.
Yeah, the British C word.
Number
That's
5.
the Queen's C word. I'm sorry. The Queen's.
Some would say this is a very evil organization. Initech from Office Space.
That's my number 2.
I thought I was going to be creative. I hate Initech. It's same office drones.
I'm going to burn this place down if I don't get my paycheck.
The TPS report?
I'm just gonna burn it all.
TPS, that's right.
Cover page for the TPS report.
Yeah, I got 5 of them. Yeah, well, I'll send you a new one. I'll send you it. No, I got one. No. It's still the best.
It looks like you've been missing a lot of work here, Peter.
I wouldn't say I'm missing it. I love when he knocks down the cubicle wall.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do that. Got me with the 2 Bobs here in a second. And he leaves and he's like, I'll just get this cleaned up. My number 4 is Engine from Jurassic Park. They spend all their time wondering if they could make dinosaurs. They didn't wonder if they should.
But is that evil?
Yeah, because in the next movies and that, they keep getting worse and worse.
Oh,
and
okay.
you see the more science that they're trying to do and that, and what they were using them for. Eventually, they're going to use it for weapons and all that stuff. So I do not think that they're a very nice organization at all. Hammond may be okay, but the corporation is not.
Okay. All right.
What's your number 4, Blake?
My number 4, I hobied it.
Of course.
I have a tie.
Okay.
Just due to the similarities of the 2 organizations.
Okay.
It is Spectre and Chaos.
Chaos from Get Smart.
Yes.
The movie. There's a Get Smart movie,
Yes.
which actually was not bad.
There are 2 Get Smart movies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There was the Steve Carell, Tina Fey. Oh, no, that was Date Night. Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway movie. And then there was the Nude Bomb from the early 70s.
Yeah. No, early 80s.
Early 80s. The Nude Bomb.
Yes. That's
There was a TV movie, too, of Get Smart.
Yeah.
So
and everybody
you
knows
could put
Spectre.
TV movies in there.
You could.
Yeah. And everybody knows Spectre.
From Bond.
You didn't have to say that.
Oh,
But he did.
Because everybody knew.
Not necessarily.
talking about?
We're helping.
And if you didn't, why are you listening to this podcast?
Because we're enlightening. But Jeff, what's your number 4?
We are lightning. I don't know about enlightening.
My number 4 are the Nazgul.
Who?
The Nazgul.
Who's that?
That's
My other number 2 is just Mordor in general.
Who the hell are you? What are you talking about?
Lord
So
of the Rings.
I guess Nazgul is part of Mordor. Wouldn't Mordor be all part
That's
of
fine. I
you
just
know,
don't know what
Morgoth,
the fuck you're talking about.
Sauron?
Yes. Yeah, I specifically went the 9 Nazgul.
Okay.
But
right.
yeah, it's just part of the general overall
Okay.
Sauron's army. But
I thought
Yeah.
you meant like Naza Ghul, like Raja Ghul's daughter. I'm like, that's not.
no, I'm talking about the ring wraiths here.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about
Ring
the talking trees, Jason.
ring rats.
The
That's in
talking
WWE.
trees.
Oh.
Never mind.
The talking trees, Jason.
Oh, the Ents.
Yes.
I love the Ents.
That's all you gotta know.
Can't wait to play D&D with you guys. I'm going to be the Ents.
That's right.
I'll move on to my number 3 then.
Giant windstorm takes me away.
Number 3, I picked the Octan Corporation. They are from the Lego Movie,
Oh.
where their goal behind what's his name, Business, Mr. Business or whatever, is to glue everything together.
They're actually my top 5 good organizations.
They are an evil organization with
Yes.
the Craggle. They're
There's
using
nothing wrong with this organization.
So they are my number 3 evil organization in
Good one.
film.
My oldest son was playing with Legos with his friend, and I walked into his room because his Legos are in his bedroom, and they're like just pieces everywhere, and they're building new stuff, and I'm like, oh, I gotta leave. I can't do this. I can't do it.
But did you step on any?
I did not.
There you go.
Thank goodness. My number 3 is the
It's
umbrella.
Blake's number 3.
Oh, sorry.
That was the dojo,
Oh.
Cobra Kai dojo.
See?
No, I
knew
could have
that.
tied it with Cobra Commander. I could have.
You could have.
I could have roped the Cobra thing in together.
Number 3 for me is the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil series. They are an evil series. The movies may not be great, but
No,
the series, the corporation is.
Corporation
pretty much-
is evil. They were one that I had under consideration.
They
Now,
just-
are they the one that released the
Toxins?
The
The virus?
toxins that killed everybody?
Yeah, and they kind of knew it was going to
What was
happen.
what was the point?
They were trying to make money off this.
The cure.
The cure
They were going to sell the.
Oh, so they sent the thing out
to make
to
money.
destroy everybody with the intention of having the cure.
Saving the richest people by selling
Okay.
it. My number 2
perfect plan because that ruins an entire consumer base
Not necessarily.
to keep purchasing your products for future
Because it slowly
consumption.
went out.
Whatever.
My number 2.
The flaw. There's your flaw in the whole series.
Oh, there's a lot of flaws in that series. They made 6. That's the flaw. My number 2 is what I thought you were trying to be funny, Jeff, when you said it. Nazis. I had Nazis from movies.
Nazi's my number 1.
Oh, well,
How can you literally put Nazis on your list and they not be the most evil people?
I'll get to this. Okay, here's
That
the
is
reason.
not possible.
You asked me a question. Let me answer. Here's the reason. Nazis are not the number 1 because in every film I see them in, they're fucking idiots. They never succeed. In
Doesn't mean
anything
they're
they
not
do.
evil. Their basis,
evil.
their prime
They fail
basis
again
is
and again.
evil.
But a lot of the times they're like the lesser Nazis. They don't even come close to anything. So that's why they're number 2. They're the ignorant
Wow.
Nazis. If that's kind of a double thing. But they're even dumber than the regular original Nazis.
Oh, I can't believe you put Nazis on your list at not number 1.
Sorry. What's your number 2?
That was Inotech and Mordor.
Okay. Like I group those two together. What's your number 2, Jeff?
It's all about evil industrialization.
My number 2
That's
is
the-
the
I don't know
Soylent Corp.
What is it?
The Soylent Corp
Oh, Soylent Green.
from Soylent Green.
It's people.
Any
It's
corporation that feeds people to people
gotta be
is
pretty damn evil.
Almost as evil as Nazis, but not quite because
At least they
Nazis are
didn't consume
Nazis.
people.
Like you're defending Nazis should be number 1. They don't win at anything. They're not getting my number 1. Blake, what's your number 1?
My number 1 organization is Insidious.
The horror movie?
Insidious.
Oh.
Vile. Corrupt. Possibly the number 1 problem behind all the world's problems.
Okay.
United Nations.
They shrink them down to a powder in the Batman movie from the 60s.
And that was an improvement.
Well done. Well done. Well, my number 1 is very similar to yours. Mine's the Galactic Empire from Star Wars. I feel like there's very good
Right.
similarities between
Nazis
that.
are worse.
No, the fucking Galactic Empire blew up a planet. Multiple.
Just for demonstration purposes.
Yeah. But they're also based off of Nazis.
Doesn't matter. They succeeded.
I think it does matter.
Or Chinese, dictatorship. But we're not talking about that.
Or North Koreans.
Or North Korea.
I had an honorable mention.
I have several honorable mentions too.
I do too.
I had the retirement village that Ben Stiller was a part of in Happy Gilmore. Because they made those old people into like slave workers. So I'm going that. Jeff, what's your honorable
Well,
mentions?
along the line of Nazis, I also had commies.
Commies are a good one.
All those communists, you
Yeah.
know, from like Red Dawn or
The
Rocky
remake.
IV.
The remake.
And I also had along the same line who like to make evil in movies is the U.S. government.
Okay.
Movies tend to like to make the U.S. government the villains.
You mean the shadow government?
Yes,
Deep state.
exactly.
I have 3 honorable mentions that haven't been prominent yet, but will be in next summer's box offices.
Okay.
They are the first one is the Clinton Crime Network,
Down the hall.
Antifa,
Down the hall.
and MAGA,
Down the hall. That's right.
otherwise known as Trump.
Did you say magma?
MAGA.
What did lava ever do to you?
MAGA.
God.
Make America great
Leave
again.
volcanoes alone. Leave volcanoes alone.
The MAGA.
We got a couple from.
You have the Nazgul and then the MAGA.
Down the hall. From Besotted Geek. We had a lot of listener ones on this one. Wayland Yutani Corporation from Alien. The Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil.
Oh,
Hydra from Marvel. I don't feel like Hydra really has had that big of a role in the movies yet.
I feel as
So,
if they're-
seriously, have you watched?
They're behind the scenes.
Have you watched Winter Soldier and you don't think Hydra had an effect in the?
I think there's too
Have
many.
you watched Captain America, the first Avenger, and you didn't think? Now, granted, they were part of the Nazis.
I think there's too many heads at that organization.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
You couldn't focus on one because there's so many.
I don't get it. Number 2 is Spectre from what movie, Blake? What franchise? I don't want to say it.
That one,
And number 1, the Republican Party. Down the hall, hashtag, he says.
Hashtag down the hall.
Pittsburgh Nerd. He had Odin from Archer. This is not a movie.
I mean, not the Norse god.
Chaos from Get Smart. Cobra from G.I. Joe. But the movie version is really bad.
Yeah, the movie version is bad, so I'm assuming he's including television
I was going to
shows
say
in
the
his.
cartoon version, nobody ever really died.
But he did make a weather machine to take over the world.
Every episode. Until the episode he made a rock band. Legion of Doom from DC Comics. I would do the cartoon. I don't think you're listening to our rules. And the Galactic Empire
He's
from
making
Star Wars.
he's making his top 5 in the spirit of Hobie.
We do have a couple. We got several other ones. Thomas Kirk had the Syndicate from X-Files. Cobra from G.I. Joe. Galactic Empire from Star Wars. The Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. And the Legion of Doom from Justice League of America. There's some Justice League movies I do have to...
Yeah, they're coming out. He's planning
But the
ahead.
Legion of Doom
No,
wasn't
the cartoon
in the movie.
ones, too.
I thought Legion of Doom was... Growing up, it was like the premier evil organization.
Randall Holt. RJ Holt, 666.
He is evil and
I haven't had
handled
many
that
questions
way.
from you lately, Randall. Number 5, Chaos. Number 4, the Government from the X-Files. Number 3, the Belko Corp from the Belko Experiment. I really wanted to see that movie. It was a horror movie last year. Silver Shamrock from Halloween 3. And the Weyland Yutani Corp from Aliens. I asked him how the Belko Experiment was because I really wanted to see that. And he said, he said, it was awesome. Yes, I did a Neil. I never saw it. So appreciate that. That was wonderful.
You don't have to see a movie to have an opinion.
Eric of Aragon.
Eric of Aragon.
All right,
First time he
Eric.
responded. The Sith Lords from Star Wars. Spectre from the movie we shall not name.
No, you can name it. Just say
Hydra?
you don't have to. Because everybody knows.
I don't know. Hydra from Avengers. The Cyberdyne Systems from Terminator 2. I like that one.
that's right.
I'm not...
Well, they just created artificial
Cyberdynes
intelligence.
weren't necessarily evil.
I mean,
What they created became evil.
Or was it?
Or, well... Skynet became a death machine, but their intentions weren't evil.
He had Omni Consumer Products from RoboCop.
Yeah, they're definitely evil.
He said
They had no good plan other than to make money and get power, so they're evil.
He said he had an honorable mention of the Biffco from Back to the Future 2.
Saw that one.
Well done. Well done.
Biffco.
Let's see here. I think that was all of them right now.
I'm
sorry.
I also had I also had an honorable mention the Tyrell Corporation.
What's that from?
From Blade Runner. They're the ones that made the replicants.
Oh,
made
cool.
humans, but then weren't allowed to be humans.
We actually did have more. I'm sorry, on our Facebook page. Sarah Underhill had. Do they have to be fictional? Because all the orgs in The Big Short were awfully evil.
All the organizations in The Big Short, they were all evil, and I just... well, Nazis weren't fictional either, but I put them on my list.
They're fictional in the movie, some of them. Number 5, or I'm sorry,
Non-fiction. Non-fiction.
Kevin from 365 had InGen from Jurassic Park, Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil, Mitch and Murray's Company and Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks it's called Rio Rancho. Number 2, OCP. I don't know what that is. Down with OPP? I don't know.
OCP. That's not Insane Clown Posse. That's ICP.
And then he had Wayland Yutani.
I thought that was Internet
from
Control
Aliens.
Point.
Let's see. Chris Richardson from 365 had Inatech from Office Space.
Uh-huh.
Biffco from Back to the Future Part 2. The Syndicate from X-Files. Oscorp from Spider-Man. And Cyberdyne Systems from Terminator. And then finally, Jared Mills. He had...
Jared the Miller.
Yes. He had number 5, Weyland Yutani from Alien franchise. That's a popular one.
It is a popular one.
Cobra from G.I. Joe. Weather Machines. Number 3, Galactic Empire from Star Wars. Number 2, Cyberdyne from Terminator. And number 1, Umbrella Corporation. That is a very popular pick. I'm impressed. So there you go. There is your top 5 this week. We appreciate everybody. Bad idea of the week.
Number 4, Nazis.
Number 4A. Putting up number 1. They never win. Sorry. It doesn't work. Sorry.
Nazis. Nazis are a bad idea.
They are a bad idea.
Nazis.
That's a number 4.
I don't know. We could make it number 2 if you want.
Not number 1. We know what number 1
Yeah.
is. So, yes, that is it. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history of not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
You were listening to Hobie.
So titles?
Addendum. Titles. What did I write down here? I write down, You Can Blow Me a Pint Glass. I wrote down, Nazis Should Be Number 1.
I don't think I'm going to put that out there because I'll be honest, I don't think I want that as a title ever.
And
we might get a whole new crowd, and I don't know if I want that crowd.
And A Tale of Two Fists.
I had Cheerleader of the Flies. You didn't really like that one.
I do like that one.
Psyche of Teen Girls, which again, I don't think I want that group. Or the creepy group from that. Green Lantern training video. And Tale of Two Fists as well. I had Tale of Two Fists. Blake, what's your picks? Good call. Anyways.
Yes.
What was your choices?
That one.
Okay. Obviously, I think we're going Tale of Two Fists.
All right.
That could get nasty.
All depends on how people take it.
That was the whole double entendre.
Get it with Two Fists double?
Goodbye.